Right, welcome to the Kettlebell Swing Guide. I'm your coach, DeMarco Crum. I've been training for 12 and a half years, and I'm very excited to cover this topic with you today. First thing I'm going to talk to you about is the why of the kettlebell swing. Then I'm going to discuss to you the how of the kettlebell swing. And basically, I'm going to show you an incremental process where we learn one step of the movement at a time. We master that current step, then we move on to the next one, and we work our way very slowly, very progressively towards the full kettlebell swing. So that's a brief overview of what we're going to be doing today. Let's take it back to the beginning, the why. The kettlebell swing is, in my opinion, one of the greatest exercises ever invented, and I'll tell you why. You're training your glutes, you're training your hamstrings, your lats, your core, your grip. You're able to work full body strength as well as endurance and conditioning, depending on how you program it. When you pick up a kettlebell and swing it, you're also working power, so that the plyometrics that were very popular several decades ago, you're able to train all of these qualities at once, which is amazing. And from a power standpoint, typical movements that athletes perform are box jumps, sprints. What's one thing that those movements have in common? They're very high impact on the joints. They're very hard on the body. The swing, however, trains those qualities without the ground and pound on the joints. So that's one of the reasons why I love it. It's very scalable, and I have clients in their teens all the way up into their 80s training the movement, various variations of the movement. So it's very scalable, it's very safe when performed correctly. And that's the main thing that we're going to focus on today, of course, is the how and the safety piece of it. So just want to reiterate that we're going to do it one step at a time. I want you to focus on mastering the current step that you're on before progressing into the next one. And I want you to really think about less about getting an intense workout in and more about mastering the skill first. Learn it really, really well. But I am getting ahead of myself already, which I tend to do during these videos. So bringing it back to the beginning, it is a movement that requires very little time, very little space, and very little equipment. One kettlebell and a very small space. You can use a mat. You can, some people use a yoga mat. I use a puzzle piece, a little fitness mat. Almost looks like one of the mats that kids would play on at a play space. But it is a fantastic movement. Like I said, trains all of those different qualities. And to take it back a few years, during the COVID-19 shutdowns, the gyms were closed, we were all stuck at home, and most of us didn't have much equipment. I fortunately had one kettlebell, and I was able to train swings and able to get a tremendous workout. I eventually worked myself into single arm swings and snatches and push presses and all that good stuff. I'll save that for a future video so that we don't overwhelm you. For today's purposes, we are going to focus on the swing. I was able to get a tremendous training effect training the kettlebell swing and progressing it very slowly. And I've simply gotten stronger, so the light weights have gotten easier, and I've been able to train it with more volume, and I've just slowly worked my way up using heavier bells. And I want to still caution you on not trying to progress too quickly. So don't chase numbers. I want you to really think about chasing mastery over just getting numbers. So I'm repeating myself, but it is intentional. So I want to really hopefully solidify that lesson with you today. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, first movement is the kettlebell deadlift. Set yourself up to where the kettlebell handle is in line with about mid-foot. You're going to bend down, hinging from the hips, setting yourself up into the triangle wedge position. Shoulders are above hips, hips are above knees. You're going to pack your shoulders, engaging your lats. Think about making orange juice with your lats. Basically, think about putting your shoulder blades in your back pockets. You're going to take a sharp sniff of air in, brace the abs, stand up tall, reverse the movement on the way down. You're going to push the hips back. This is a hip hinge. This is not a squat, so we're not bending the knees as much. Close the car door with your butt. All right, next up is the drag deadlift. It's the same start position as the regular deadlift. The only difference is you're going to step back from the kettlebell about 2 feet. What you'll do here is you're going to set yourself up in that hinge position, that triangle, shoulders above hips, hips above knees. You're going to use your lats to drag that kettlebell back into the position where the kettlebell handle is about mid-foot. Once you do that, you're going to stand up tall. This drill teaches you how to really engage your lats and add that trunk stability in the deadlift. It's a very overlooked aspect of the lift. So hike the kettlebell back very slowly, dragging it, stand up tall. You can pitch it forward or simply walk your feet back to get back into that start position.
The breathing is slightly different. What you're gonna do here is you're gonna slowly inhale through the nose as you're dragging the kettlebell back to start position, then you'll slowly exhale through the mouth and then set yourself back up into that start position. All right, next up is the kettlebell hike pass. Get yourself in the same starting position as the drag deadlift, except now we're going faster. Speed is the key here. Set yourself up into this position and then take a sharp sniff of air in as you hike the kettlebell back aggressively, really fast, just like you're hiking the football back to the quarterback. The big thing that we're focusing on here is that while the arms are moving explosively via the lats, the rest of the body should stay pretty rigid. You'll notice my body shifting a little bit, and that's okay. Hold the position while performing this movement. Don't let the kettlebell pull you out of position. All right, next up is the dead swing. We are simply gonna add an additional step to what you just did in the prior movement. You're gonna hike that kettlebell back aggressively, take that sharp sniff of air in, and then simply stand up fast. Now what that's gonna do is that's gonna drive your hips forward, and that's gonna literally throw the kettlebell away from your body. You'll notice my arms are naturally swinging forward. The hips are driving the kettlebell, the arms are simply guiding the kettlebell. Once you hit that top position, that lockout, let the kettlebell fall down and then sit back into that hinge position, and then simply park the kettlebell safely in front of you, restarting the movement each time with the aggressive hike pass to start. Take a sharp sniff of air on every hike back and breathe out through the mouth on the way up. All right, this is where we put it all together. Set yourself up into that start position, hike the bell back aggressively as you take that sharp sniff of air in, stand up fast, drive that kettlebell away as you breathe out through the mouth. What you'll simply do that's different is you're gonna get back into that backswing position and then stand back up from there. You're no longer parking it on the floor until you're done. You'll perform your set, hinging from the hips, standing back up really fast, park it safely when you're done.
Thank you so much for taking this course and investing your time with me here today. I hope that you're leaving this course feeling very confident and being able to swing a kettlebell safely, pain-free, and powerfully, and feeling very empowered and ready to implement it into your current fitness program. If you aren't already on a current fitness program and you need help getting started, you can feel free to reach out to me. I've got wonderful resources. In addition to this one, you can reach out to me online. I am at Strength with Purpose on Instagram. I've got a YouTube channel as well with the same name, Strength with Purpose. You can also send me an email. I do still do old school email, dc.conditioning@gmail.com. We can talk about coaching if you're interested and discuss various offerings that I have there. Thank you so much for your time. It was an honor to serve you.